New secret lo-fi plugin alert.
Traptendo.
What is going on, people? So I just found a new secret lo-fi plugin that nobody really knows about because it came out yesterday. I read an article on Music Radar, saw that it existed. It's called the SP950. So it's based after the SP1200 from my knowledge. So I'm gonna go ahead and check it out in this video. The link will be in the description box. I bought it for what, $22 USD. So we're gonna see if it's good or not. Let me know how you feel. Well, just to show proof in the pudding, or proof in the non-cap here, I got the article from Music Radar here before somebody says MG did it first. Eat your Doritos, MG.
I want to go back to this. I want to go back to this. I want to go back to this.
So we have it right here. The article was right here. I was reading Music Radar like I normally do, and then I saw SP950 is designed to deliver faithful SP sound with supposedly accurate emulation of 12-bit 26 hertz performance there, or 26 kilohertz performance, and the 80 DAC and detune. So I saw that and I wanted to check it out, and if I'm not mistaken, they call it the SP950 because it's a combination of the SP1200 and the S950 by AKAI. All right, so here is the sample track that I'm going to use right now. I'm going to go ahead and play it right here. Hey, and it's a funk track, and you know, I know people may not think funk is a lo-fi hip hop or whatever, but you know, I don't care what you think. Honestly, I just like funk tracks. And so the SP950 is on the master right now because I think it would be a good representation of what you're going to get. The sample itself is already pretty much lo-fi, and for those who want to know so bad, what I sampled was Black Mirrors. I love that show, and it has a dope soundtrack. So here's the audio of that. So it has a little bit of lo-fi-ness to it already because I sampled it from vinyl like I always do. I'm a purist. So now I'm going to turn on the SP950 here. Weird pop. I don't know why that is, but that's actually kind of cool. Now it's on. I'm going to go ahead and bypass it. Now it's on again. Now what I'm going to do here, since it's on, I'm going to leave it on, and I'm going to bring in the drums from this track here. Let's go ahead and hear those drums. Go back to the master. It is off. And you can kind of hear what it's doing here. There are some parts that I do want to talk about. Let's talk about some of the features here. Basically, so you have this 33 RPM all the way down to 78 RPM, just representing like the different kinds of vinyl through the ages here. So 78 RPM is pretty much the format, revolutions per minute, that vinyl started off on. And then they have a filter right here. And as you can see, it looks like the SP950 as far as the UI. I wouldn't be too aware of what the DSP is on this or how much, because I just got a new laptop. I don't think it's CPU heavy if you have a more current computer or CPU. So filter. So it sounds really good. What I'm going to go ahead and do is play with the RPM feature. This tune. Sounds good. I mean, I'm not expecting much from this other than the fact that it's a pretty good lo-fi plugin, and you know, it's just something that I would have wanted in the first place. So That's not all as far as the features. What you can do is mess with the different modes over here as far as stereo, mono left, mono right, and it does sound very different. But what I'm going to do here is introduce more elements of the track. Go over here to the master. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to introduce the hi-hats, because hi-hats, they have a lot of higher frequency content. Obviously, hi-hats, higher frequency. But we're going to go ahead and do that. And yes, you can double tap on any of these parameters and it will reset. I think that's pretty nifty here, you know, just for it to be a pretty simple plugin for what it is. Some plugins don't do that, by the way. That's why I make a big deal of that. The UI, again, if I was to comment on the UI, I like it the way it's designed. It looks just like the SP950. Well, it looks like the SP1200. Oh my God. Well, I almost sounded very fraudulent there. The 950 just represents the AKAI S950, and that's another 12-bit lo-fi sampler that's known for its filter. And also, I've done a review on this one right here, which is the RX 950, which is not on right now at all. I don't have anything as far as lo-fi on any of these other ones. This is just a Hornet song plugin, song key plugin, just to see, you know, what the key of the sample was in. But yeah, as far as this goes, it's just pretty nifty. That's not all though. What I'm gonna go ahead and do here is we're gonna listen for differences in terms of the mono and the stereo, because it is a pretty decent but delicate vibe that will change. Mono sub, mono left, mono right, and stereo. So what I'm gonna do that again so you can actually hear it. I'm gonna go ahead and play the track, and we're gonna start with mono sum, then we're gonna run down the list here, and you'll definitely hear the difference here if you're listening on studio monitors or headphones, which I could have said at the beginning of the video, but whatever. So that's mono sum. Now let's go mono left. Now let's go to mono right. Now the last one is stereo, and you can hear a huge difference. Now I'm going to add one more element to the track here, and it will be this crazy sound effect that Ocean View did. Let me go ahead and go back to the track here. Boom. What I could do is apply this effect on something else, but I'm going to go ahead and not do that and go to fine tune. What fine tune does, it allows you to go in increments of point something, like maybe 0.1 or 0.2 or whatever. And it does come in handy, guys. I turned it out purposely so you can see that it rounded itself off to like -13 instead of -12.9876. But you can get very, very intricate details from that. Now, the last feature, which I know this is a lo-fi plugin and it seems very simple, but there's a lot going on with it. It's the extended. So now I'm going to go and show you some of the oversampling that it can do, or undersampling. Now the hi-hats disappear, and yeah, you can really tell the difference there. While we have all this going on, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to like 78 RPM and mess with the filter so you can hear the filter sweeps. So now that you hear like all the unique features of this, it will just show you basically what's going on. There is another feature, and that it turns the light on, and I think that's a nice touch. So you can actually go dark mode or different modes there, and that's just a nice touch. The little small things that matter, especially with a $22 plugin, that sounds better than a lot of the higher priced lo-fi plugins or whatnot. You know, I don't know, just my opinion. So tell me how you feel about this plugin. What I feel, my pros and cons about this is the pros are pretty high. I mean, the lo-fi is much different from a lot of the other plugins that do exist. And then the fact that you can go into about 4 or 5 times oversampling, it's actually pretty cool that you could do that. I know that won't make much sense to a lot of people, but I guess I'll go into that in another video about oversampling. But yeah, it's a really strong pros. It is lo-fi. It is massively lo-fi, and that is what everybody really likes. And the lo-fi is much different from other plugins like, I don't know, Isotope Vinyl or RC20. Do I give this the stamp of approval? Yeah, I mean, it's very simple, cheap. You have the choice to get in it or not. I got it.